And it means a lot, bro. I'm a big fan of the sport. And it's crazy watching you, bro. You look like 15, 12. Like it's so young, bro. And now you're literally signed to one of the biggest fighters to ever live. I mean, how does it feel?
It feels great. I'm truly blessed for that. Floyd's been one of my favorite fighters since I started boxing. I was watching him even before I started boxing. I was watching Floyd. So to now be signing him and even fought on one of his undercards, it's crazy. Come true.
So I was watching the documentary, which I thought was really dope. Shout out to your dad. I don't know who put it together, but I thought it was really cool. And one thing that I found interesting was throughout the years, there's been a lot of good fighter son teams, right? And a lot of times people feel like parents or fathers or whatever can be overbearing. A lot of those relationships kind of go get ruined, and they usually end up with trainers. And the one thing that I liked that your father did was, and when I was watching him explain it, it was kind of like, I want him to train with the best. And I felt like that was a dope mentality, because I feel like I was always taught, if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to leave that room. And the fact that your father seeked out trainers to make you better, I thought was dope. How do you feel about that relationship and how your father moves in that regard?
I feel great about it. It's almost like you said, like there's not one person that knows everything. So that's why I train with a lot of people, and I'm happy that he's cool that he's cool with allowing me to do that, because I get to just pick up knowledge from everybody and then just put it all together into my my own stuff.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like a lot of people have critiqued Devin Haney just took a big loss to Ryan Garcia. There's a lot of people coming at his dad saying he wasn't a trainer and things of that nature, and Devin should seek whatever, right? And I feel like how your father's moving is kind of dope. It's like learning from Jeff Mayweather or whoever. What trainers have you actually been training with?
Jeff Mayweather is training me for a while. Right now I'm training with 𝐷𝐿𝐒 Ennis. I'm the father of Jerron Ennis, and Aaron Ford in Philadelphia. They'll be cornering me for my next fight coming up on November 30th.
Let me ask you a question. How does that work? Going from trainer to how does that actually work?
Well, just because I always travel a lot to go to different gyms to spar and stuff, and then just like that, you just meet people, and usually everyone's always trying to take an interest in me. So I just take what I can from everybody, and like I said, just continue to work certain things with my dad that he's been working with me my whole career, and then just turn that all into my own style.
Mm-hmm. Like I was watching it, and he said the documentary, he was like, you trained, I want to say jiu-jitsu, you trained all a bunch of different different fighting styles. How many different fighting styles did you actually study, and how does it all come together?
Yeah, so I did boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, Muay Thai. I grew up doing everything. Like when I started boxing, I started all that around the same time, and as an amateur and everything, I was 67-0. And
I've seen that.
Yeah, I won 6 national titles, won a world championship, and now 3-0 as a pro boxer.
Yeah, I seen 3-0, 3 knockouts. You're going on a fight next. What's the most difficult transition from amateur to pro right now?
Honestly, it wasn't difficult to me at all, because I feel like my style has always been more of a professional style since I started. So I found the transition really easy, and I like professional way more than amateurs.
Really? Why is that?
Because I just get to take my time more. Amateur is just the rounds are shorter and stuff, so everyone's kind of just fighting and throwing as much as they can, trying to score points and not really doing much. But professional, you get to take your time and think, and that's what I do best.
Now, one of the guys that's under the camp is 𝐿 Moulton, right? And he's getting a real big push, and there's a lot. There comes a lot of pressure with that, and a lot of people saying that you're going to be the next one to get that push. Are you prepared for that? What are you dealing with? What are you doing to actually kind of prepare for that? Because I know it's going to be a lot of people coming your way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like I've had that type of pressure on me my whole career, to be honest. And at this point, it's not even really pressure no more. It's just motivation and stuff. I signed with Floyd last year, so now going into professionalism, having Floyd Mayweather behind you, it doesn't there's not really much more pressure you can really, put on me. You know what I mean? So I've been handling it well, and I'm gonna continue to handle it well.
Now, I see when I was watching the documentary, I noticed you said you were a personal chef. I'm not gonna lie, that food did not look tasty, dog. It was pretty bad. Like I was like, nah, it's crazy. But how do you? I mean, you're 18 years old, bro. When I was 18 years old, when your dad was 18 years old, you probably did some crazy stuff. Or how do you stay disciplined though? Like you gotta love the sport in order to stay disciplined. How do you stay in it like that?
Honestly, your love for the sport will keep it in it. I want to be the best one day, and I know like to do that, it comes with a lot of sacrifices. I can't, just give half of what I have into boxing. If I want to become the best, I gotta give everything into it. So that's what keeps me from getting distracted and going out and doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. Just my love for the sport and me wanting to be the best. God first, of course.
Always. God bless. 154 pounds. That's your division. Tough division. Yeah. A lot of people in there. Who's your favorite fighter to watch at 154 pounds?
I like Fundora. He's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
That would have been the last name I'd have thought you would have brought up, honestly. Really? Why Fundora?
He's different. He's like 6'6", southpaw, super tall. Like nobody's tall like that, but he likes to fight on the inside. He's just different, so that's why I like watching him.
Yeah, which is weird. He's 6'6" and fights from the inside when he could just be outside all day.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, you got guys like Tim Tszyu in there. Did you watch a Tim Tszyu fight, the last one he fought?
Yeah, I seen it.
What'd you think about that fight?
Surprised me a little bit, just a little bit. I just think, Tim just came in with like, just bad game plan. Getting caught and then trying to get in there and march forward again. I don't know if he like overestimated the guy, but I just feel like that was just a bad game plan on Tim's part. But then also, can't take nothing away from the other guy. He came in there to win. That's what he's supposed to do. I mean, he was champion, so.
No, he was a beat. Same way. Like when I was watching the fight, I was like, Tim's not even trying to move his head. He's kind of just trying to end it. Like it almost seemed like he was trying to make a point, and he put his pride before his skill. And I think that's why I got caught up. But I mean, you're 3-0 right now. You're 18 years old. What's the game plan going moving forward in terms of? Because they were talking about Kamaru trying to get a big fight. They actually bring up what's his name, the other kid in that division that everybody's talking about, Abdullah Mason. They were talking about him possibly finding Abdullah Mason and being one of the rising stars. Are you? I mean, of course, you're starting off. You're trying to learn. How fast do you want to move up? How fast do you want to get to that belt, to the big fight?
No, I definitely want to get there quickly, and then at the same time, I also want to be smart with my decisions in how I get there, because just because I can do something doesn't mean that I should do it. I believe that my skill level is up there with all the contenders and world champions right now, but just because it is doesn't mean that I should rush my way up there. So I'm trusting my team, everybody to move me the right way, and I'm just doing my job, training hard, and fighting whoever they put in front of me.
You think you're ready for the big boys at 154 already?
I see, like my skill levels. I've been in there with a lot of them already, and skill levels right there. But like I said, just because I can do it doesn't mean like I should do it. I'm still young, and it's good to give myself time to develop.
Who have you been in there with so far?
I've been in there with I say the best person be Jerron Ennis, my favorite.
I love Jerron, by the way he's able to switch from southpaw to righty. I love the guy. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
How was that experience? What did you learn from Boots?
It was great. I learned a lot of stuff from him. Like his defense is great. Some certain stuff on the inside that I was just picking up as I was sparring him. He does everything well. So I learned a lot.
Chris Eubanks, Rolly.
You think Chris Eubanks?
It's my dad.
And Rolly. Hey, Chris
Hey,
Eubanks. How's it going?
I'm all right.
He been in there with Rolly, Chris Eubanks, a lot of former world champions, a lot of top guys.
Hey, Dad, I'm a fan of you, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was really enjoying watching how I'm a father too. I got 4 little ones, 6, 5, 2, and a newborn, and just watching how you speak of your son and how you're bringing him along, man. It's a dope feeling, man. To be honest with you, let me ask you a question, Dad. What do you want for your son in the next couple of years? Where do you see him going from here?
In 2 years, he'll be fighting for a world title for sure.
You guys got any targets?
No targets or anything like that, because you don't know who might be a champion by that time. So I never have him call out any names. We were just having a talk on the way here, and I was expressing the importance of being able to fight all different type of styles. You got to be a guy that can fight in a high guard. You got to be able to shoulder roll. You got to be able to drop your hands and slip punches. You got to be able to turn southpaw and fight just as effectively inside, mid-range, and outside, because you got to sharpen all the tools in your box, because you never know what it's going to take to beat the guy in front of you. So you just want to have all your tools sharpened, be fully prepared, and whoever gets in front of you, you're gonna be ready for them.
Who do you skill set wise and style and everything? Who do you compare your son to?
Well, when I was growing up, I've been in martial arts for 50 years. I'll be 57 on my next birthday. I started when I was 7. So, I based a lot of my principles on Bruce Lee and what Bruce Lee, his philosophy of, his approach to fighting. And then when I fell in love with boxing, I probably was about 14, and it was Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard. Those were the guys back then, So I started incorporating Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray style into my kickboxing and into my martial arts. So when I started training Joseph, basically it was off of Sugar Ray Leonard and Muhammad Ali for the offense. Then basically for the defense, it was Pernell Whitaker and Floyd that I started teaching his defense. But Joseph loves Roy Jones. Matter of fact, he goes to Roy Jones' house sometimes, a week at a time, and just chills with Roy and trains. So you have a combination of Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, and Roy Jones all in one. That's what Joseph's style is.
Roy Jones is one of my favorites ever. To me, probably the greatest offensive fighter I've probably ever seen. I mean,
agreed.
Just the way he used to really embarrass people.
Yeah,
it was absolutely insane.
Roy loves Joseph, and he always says, man, you've seen a lot of Floyd Mayweathers pop up after Floyd. You've seen a lot of people fight like Sugar Ray, fight like Ali, but have you ever seen another Roy Jones? I said, nah, never. He goes, and you won't, except for your son. He said, your son can be the next Roy Jones, maybe even better. So yeah, that's a great compliment coming from Roy.
So I got another question for both of you guys. So a lot of the fighters coming up, because you mentioned Floyd, right? And I'm a big Floyd fan, but a lot of these guys are getting a lot of flack for not fighting each other. Especially like when with all the guys in 135 to 140, they didn't fight each other, and they get a lot of criticism for that because they're scared to lose their O, right?
Right.
How do you feel about that, both of you guys? Guys avoiding the best, because back in the day, like your dad said, Ali would fight everybody. Sugar Ray was fighting everybody, whether it was Hagler or Duran or whatever. How do you feel about guys avoiding the smoke? Is it legacy or money? Because I think a lot of people struggle with that.
I think it's definitely both, and it's kind of sucks now because like you want them to fight each other, but boxing fans, like, they're to the point now where it's like you lose once and then nobody want to talk about you no more. So it's like, they always have that double standard saying, oh, they need to fight this guy needs to fight that guy. But then if they lose, it's like now nobody wants to watch them no more. So, I mean, it's like you can't really blame people for stuff like that. But, it just sucks that that's how it is now. But, I mean, it would be exciting for, all those people in those divisions to face each other to see who's really the best.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people, especially nowadays, like you don't see the guys fight each other. I mean, I was talking to Iceman Scully. He was telling me, I forgot who it was. He went up to 175 from 160. Like guys back then would skip multiple weight classes to fight guys, just because they wanted to prove they're the best. But now guys won't even do that. It's become more of a business, and I feel like that's turned off a lot of the fans. And of course, you care about growing as an individual. Are you going to be Are you going to be a different type of fighter in that regard? Are you going to chase the best? Do you have the Mamba mentality? Are you Kobe Bryant, or are you know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, once I get up to that top level, if I want to be the best, I got to fight the best. So that's, if I want to unify, I got to fight whoever's got the belts. And, if I want to become undisputed, I got to do the same thing. So, once I'm up there, I don't plan on, ducking nobody. I feel like a lot of people don't really understand how hard it is to make fights too sometimes. Like when you have like promoters and stuff, it's not as easy as just like, oh, sign the contract. There's a lot of negotiating stuff that goes to it. But I mean, like I said, I'm not planning on ducking or dodging nobody. I just train my hardest and I fight whoever they put in front of me.
I know you guys are limited for time. I definitely appreciate the opportunity to speak to both of you guys. You know what I mean? Thank you, Dad. You know what I mean? Appreciate you. I definitely got to catch you one-on-one, man, because I got to pick your brain, man. For real.
Anytime.
Hey, Joseph, man. I don't like calling you Joseph, so we're going to have to come up with a nickname for you. Not the product. You got to be something else, right? You're a boxer. You need a meaner name, dog. Like, we got to come up with something, right? But I appreciate you, my young brother. I wish you the best of luck, and you're definitely one of my favorites right now, man. So appreciate you, brother.
Nah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Joseph, be safe, man. Thank you, Dad.
All right, you're welcome.
All right.